Hello, we're back with another live audience. This time we're back with Chilling Scares. Classic YouTuber. We got YouTubers that became murderers, which is actually a brand new video as of me recording this. That's right, I have not touched the fucking live audience backlog at all. Even though I probably should get to some of that stuff. With me, meal check. You know, we always gotta do a meal while we're doing live audience. I got some dumplings, a little bit of dipping sauce, and a Diet Coke. I will do my best to mute when I'm eating or when I'm not saying anything important. Let's get into it. This is a classic series. He's done a couple of these. There's been a couple of YouTubers that became murderers at this point. If you have to get caught up, watch Chilling Scares. It's right there. Just I gave up on posting the URL in the live audience videos just because a lot of these I just like watch once and I can't find them again after I have to like scroll through my history forever. But I figure if you have the channel, you have the title, you have the thumbnail, you can probably find the video. Like I feel like this is fair enough.
VinnyBad118 was a YouTube
And we love. Hey, we're Chilling Scares, guys. We love videos that cold open with the theme of the video.
channel owned and operated by Vincent Badaloro from New Jersey.
Oh,
he'd been active on
there's the guy from the thumbnail. Perfect. It's another
YouTube since 2020.
It's another fucking case. Oh, well, this one's on mobile Madden, so I guess it doesn't count. There's that. I feel like there has been at least 5 different people who have either been killed or been the killers who have played the mobile version of Madden specifically. I don't know. Now, I don't know the death rates on console versions of Madden. I guess this is guy, because he said MLB and Madden. I guess this guy's going to be a vote for. Is he playing this on PS5? I don't even know. I've never seen this game in my life. Whatever. I guess we'll find out.
And mainly streamed himself playing sports games like MLB The Show. On September 30, 2025, he went live with another one of these streams. And for someone stumbling onto this live broadcast,
I gotta give a shout out to the last video, the last YouTubers that became murderers video. There was a guy from, because we're never gonna cover it because I already watched it. There was a guy from Scotland who like he did the me method. I'm not gonna lie. He did do the me method. Now, I've never done this in order to murder anybody. I want to be very clear on that. I've never killed anyone. I just like recording my videos in advance. He recorded like a 5-hour long Grand Theft Auto stream where he pretended he was live. And he pretended he was like raiding chat and everything. It was doing all the thing. He put it up as like a premiere, but not like as a, like he was actually streaming it, but it was a premiere. It's like how I used to do pre-records back on the old channel. And then he went, while that was going, he went to go kill his girlfriend and then came back just in time to turn the pre-record off. It was some devious work. Now, they found him out immediately because he had other clues besides that. Like, the stream part was really clever, but then he, like, left his, like, DNA on the scene and everything. Like, very, very classic beginner shit. But I thought it was clever enough, and it did kind of remind me of this channel, because this is all me just recording things that are more or less live streams. But I just want to give a shout out to that guy in particular. I don't remember any of the other ones from the old video. I know there's the, what was it? Not Pick Me Boy. What are they called when, Red Pill. No. Is it Red? No, Pickup Artist is the word I was thinking of, but Red Pill, the Red Pill guy who also murdered a bunch of people. I think Nexpo also covered that guy. But he was in one of these before as well. Anyway.
Nothing about it felt odd. That is, until they started watching and noticed his chat asking him odd questions like, are you going to jail? And how are you going to get paid in jail? Things became even more strange when some of his viewers started calling him a killer over and over again. However, this label wasn't an exaggeration. As it turned out, Vincent was hosting this stream less than a day after allegedly ending the lives of 2 teenage girls in a neighboring town. And he didn't seem the least bit remorseful. The incident happened on September 29th, just before 5:30 p.m. 17-year-old Maria Neotis and Isabella Salas were riding e-bikes in a residential neighborhood in Cranford, New Jersey, when they were suddenly hit by a speeding car.
By the way, I don't think I'm gonna be able to unmute and eat because I have like this stuff in my hands and I want to talk, but he's like still going. Anyway.
Seemingly out of nowhere. The crash was loud enough to get the attention of nearby residents. People rushed to help. Unfortunately, it was already too late.
Kill 2 white women with an SUV, and then the next day go on live on MLB The Show start shit talking people on the shitty PlayStation live stream service.
Describe what those calls to police sounded like moments after Maria Neotis and Isabella Salas were mowed down by a black SUV driven by another teenager.
Right. We don't watch the audio. We don't watch the audio for real stuff. That's a little unfitting for a comedy channel.
What made the incident even more disturbing was just how shockingly violent it was. Later investigation revealed the car was going close to 70 miles per hour, or over 110 kilometers an hour, in a neighborhood with a speed limit of just 25 miles per hour, or roughly.
It's not funny. It's absolutely not funny. I just want to posit an idea. I want to share an idea that isn't funny, but I feel like it's interesting enough. You guys know the edit of the guy in the car with like the super muscular veiny hand, and he has the hand on the steering wheel? It's not funny. It's absolutely not funny. 2 white girls looking at the car window, the muscular hand thing. And then on the side, you have the phone with the mobile version of MLB The Show on it. It is an idea that is ponderous. It's not a funny idea. It's not even meant to be funny necessarily. It's like a moral, like, man, doesn't this represent the current stage of society? Isn't that kind of fucked up?
40 kilometers
it's
per hour.
It's not funny.
The resulting collision sent the girls flying across the street, with one victim coming
funny.
to rest approximately
People
100
dying.
feet
It's not
from
funny.
the impact site. According to eyewitness reports, the driver tried to drive away immediately after the incident, but the crash was so violent that the impact had lodged one of the e-bikes into the car, forcing the driver to ditch it and flee on foot. Fortunately, this allowed investigators to run the license plate and trace the car back to its...
How was he even able to get away for a whole 24 hours and everybody knew that it was him?
Driver, 17-year-old Vincent Badaloro. Vincent was called in for questioning. It's unclear what exactly he told the police, but since the investigators didn't have any solid evidence of his personal involvement, he was let go the same night. The investigators were also treating this as an accident by this point, so they had no ground to detain Vincent just yet. However, this changed completely when one of the victims' families learned about Vincent's potential involvement. According to Maria's family, Vincent had been stalking and harassing her for months by that point. They went to the same school, and Vincent was reported to have tormented her during multiple different instances. The two had never gotten along. Vincent would also allegedly follow Maria around anytime she went outside, and neighbors even saw him staking out her house in his car on multiple occasions. This behavior only worsened after Maria reported him to the school authorities about a month before the incident, with him becoming even more aggressive.
He does look like the incel soy jack, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. The virgin soy, it's over guy, you know, leaning down head, it's over.
Making false police reports.
Look at that image, and then look at when he shows him again. Tell me I'm wrong.
Streams,
yes, look at that.
Vengeance against Maria, and even dedicated.
He's kind of a mix between that and also Steve-O.
He did one of his old phones to harassing her, starting with ordering a pizza to her address.
But also,
here's what we're gonna do.
Okay, well, not like that.
I think Maria's hungry. I think we're gonna send her a pizza. Cheer her up. So, y'all know I have.
He sounds like Nick Fuentes. This guy is an amalgamation of everything that makes incel. Well, I don't know if Steve-O's an incel, but everything else.
Vengeance against this girl. I'm gonna call a pizza to her house, and here's how I'm gonna do it.
Investigation also revealed that Vincent's own parents had called the police 4 times regarding his increasingly violent and out-of-control behavior over the last few months. He was
exactly
becoming more
like Nick
erratic,
Fuente. Oh, fuck,
and
I didn't
combined
even
with
press it,
Maria
sorry.
getting him in
I have
trouble
my
at school,
chopsticks.
was likely harboring deep resentment towards her. Put simply, there was a strong chance that what happened wasn't an accident. He possibly wanted to take his anger out on Maria, and Isabel was just collateral in his messed up plan. Now, while the investigators were
It looks like he was looking for a. He was looking for a home run, but he got a 2-run, a double. He got a double, and he was trying to get a home run. Don't.
piecing all this
Cut
together,
that.
Vincent decided to go live on YouTube.
Ad block
and
the
pretend like
channel,
everything
delete
was
my
completely
account.
normal.
It's okay.
However, people
one
in his
wasn't even that
community had
funny.
learned about his possible involvement in the case. by
It
his
didn't help that I forgot the words for. I forgot the double, triple home run. If I knew more about baseball, I probably could have gotten that joke off a lot cleaner.
point, resulting in the chat messages we mentioned earlier. He
Shout
tried
out
to
to
dismiss
Ronaldo
these
the GOAT.
messages as just hate comments and drama, but eventually
Jail stream gonna be fire.
decided to address the situation in the vaguest terms possible.
In a neighboring town, unfortunately, 2 girls were killed.
He is like
In
he
a-
is like a virgin incel. Nick Fuentes. Oh god, just like one other person. His voice kind of reminds me of.
Hit and run crash.
Zhao Zhao.
Now-
It's always Zhao Zhao, man. I don't
There's
think it's
been
Zhao Zhao.
a lot of misinformation going
All
on.
autistic people
over the
just
internet.
end up sounding
It
like
is an
Zhao Zhao,
absolute
man.
unfortunate situation, and there's more to the story that you're not getting. But when the time comes,
How do you know?
I will explain it in greater detail.
He was likely speaking this way to avoid an accidental admission of guilt.
That isn't an admission of guilt. You don't say, "Oh, this incident happened. By the way, I have the real story about the incident, and I'll just tell you guys later." That is an admission of guilt. That is 100% an admission of guilt.
However, this stream could still help investigators bring him to justice. You see, while he was live on YouTube, investigators were gathering evidence to prove that he was behind the wheel. This led to the discovery
Don't fucking live stream on Facecam the day after you get in legal trouble for murder, you dumb fuck.
of ring camera footage from a nearby street showing him speeding in the neighborhood before the incident and then walking back on foot minutes after everything went down. This, combined with eyewitness testimonies, allowed investigators to
He does the virgin walk too, but I'm telling you, listen, guys, just to ponder, just to think about the veiny hand on the steering wheel, the MLB mobile game. I'm telling you, it could be fire.
arrest him.
And by fire, I mean like the fiery. It makes you think.
later on October 1st and charge him with 2 counts of first-degree murder. His channel has since been terminated by YouTube. Prosecutors are also pushing to
I
have
hope
Vincent
that's
tried
an
as an
end
adult to secure the full sentence they believe
Especially
he
since this
deserves.
is the archive channel, I kind of need all this information. Oh no, I have most of the. I have a
I'm
backup
recording
on the
this
NAS. Oh, this guy killed someone.
To know that I love you.
This guy killed someone for sure. You don't look like. No, okay. If you just look like you have Down syndrome, and you just look like Gary Busey, I'm not saying you're a murderer. However, if you look like you have Down syndrome and you look like Gary Busey, that's what makes you a murderer.
Mackenzie, Pascal, I'm so sorry that I've done this. I want you to know that you mean everything to me.
It's just very, I
This
don't
was
know.
the final video 48-year-old Trent Pascal uploaded to YouTube on October 21st, 2020. His content up until that point was a mix of family vlogs, DIY tips, and RC toy reviews. He came across as a laid-back, middle-aged dad enjoying time with his family, but the video he
Showing time
uploaded
with
in
his
October
family.
2020 was different.
Middle-aged,
It wasn't a
laid-back,
wholesome
chill
vlog or
dude
toy
with
review his
no
kids.
problem.
Instead, this was a confession Trent posted to YouTube after committing a heartless crime just so he could paint himself as the victim. The day started off rough, with Trent having a massive argument with his wife, Savannah. Details of what exactly caused this argument are unknown, but according to some reports, it had something to do with Trent's overprotective and envious personality. He was reportedly very insecure about the 18-year age gap between him and Savannah. He saw anyone even remotely close to her as a threat and tried to control every aspect of her life, which also led to many clashes between the two over the years. Regardless of the reason, the argument on October 21st ended with Savannah dropping their 2 kids at school and then driving over to live at their mother Shirley's house in Lamarck, Texas. Neighbors also saw Trent storming out not long after her. Savannah and Shirley went out to check on the kids at school later that day before returning home at around noon. Shirley went straight to the master bedroom to freshen up, but nothing could have prepared her for what was waiting for her inside. The moment she stepped into the bathroom, Trent leaped out from behind the shower curtain with a firearm in his hand. And before she could even register what was going on, Trent announced that he was going to end both her and Savannah and opened fire. Fortunately, he missed the mark, giving Shirley the opportunity to escape to a neighbor's house and call for help. Sadly, Savannah wasn't as lucky. Trent managed to shoot her twice in the stomach before
Wait,
fleeing the scene.
who is this?
She was rushed to the hospital, but passed away shortly after.
Wait, why is there 2 of them? I'm sorry. I was actually genuinely paying attention that entire time. Who's Shirley and Savannah?
Clashes between the two over the years. Regardless of the reason, the argument on October 21st ended with Savannah dropping their 2
Okay, Savannah is the wife.
kids at school and then driving over to live at their mother Shirley's house in
Mother
Lamarck.
Shirley. Okay, so the mother. So Shirley got out. The mother. That was confusing because he was only
Giving Shirley
showing
the
one
opportunity
person.
to
I was like, are they twins?
Escape to a neighbor's house and call for help. Sadly, Savannah wasn't as
Savan-
lucky.
the wife,
Trent
okay.
managed to shoot her twice in the
Right.
stomach before fleeing the scene.
Gotcha.
She was rushed to the hospital, but passed away shortly after. Though, while Savannah was fighting for her life, Trent uploaded this video to his now deleted second channel, explaining his reasoning for the heinous crime.
Oh, fuck, she's dead. Real quick, put up alive. Put up alive. I isn't alive, but he's just like fumbling with the camera. He's like, oh, fuck, I gotta get this one out quick. Oh, shit, that bitch is still alive, and she's doing something. I gotta get out my tearful apology as soon as I can.
He accused Savannah of cheating on him and claimed that she was the one who made him do this. However, to
Okay,
most
that's not a good look.
people who came across this video, it was clear that Trent posted the video so he could portray himself as the victim. He even seems to try a fake cry multiple times during the video, but fails to shed a single tear. Many also assumed the cheating accusation was likely false, but even if it wasn't, it was still no justification for taking her life. That said, the most disturbing part of this video was the very end, which showed Trent hearing a noise and immediately rushing to hide in a dark room. Closely listening to this section revealed a plastic rustling noise, similar to what shower curtains sound like when moved. In other words, Trent was possibly recording this final message in Shirley's home moments before they arrived, and then quickly ran to the bathroom when he heard the two pull into the driveway.
Oh,
He
fuck.
fled Lamarck immediately after committing the crime, prompting a statewide manhunt. This
He pre-recorded the apology for murder. That's bold. Because if you fucked up, that I guess that makes sense. Because one of them lived. I feel like if one of them lived, you wouldn't like be like, oh shit, I gotta make the apology video now. You make it later. Alternatively, it could have been afterwards, but since she was still, it could have been like fresh. So this is even more morbid. Spoilers, or not spoilers, but content warning. She's in the bathroom still, bleeding out while he's making the video. It's not that funny. While he's making the video, and he hears her like scraping or like trying to get up, and then he like freaks out. Which would be way more awful, but that could also be a possibility.
ended with the police tracking him down to a Walmart parking lot in Houston later
It
this
always
same
ends
day.
in a Walmart parking
However,
lot.
Trent drew his firearm
that
on the
guy's-
officers and refused
That guy's life would end in the middle of a Walmart parking lot.
to back down despite repeated warnings. This left deputies with no choice but to open fire, hitting him several times across the abdomen. He was then taken to a hospital where he spent over a month recovering from his wounds.
Oh, he
He
lived.
was eventually booked into the Galveston County Jail on charges of murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm. Now, this is usually where
That is the type of guy who would have his final standoff in a Walmart parking lot. Amerifats be like.
stories like this end, but that's not what happened with Trent. Despite the deeply violent nature of his crimes, he was allowed to leave on bail after paying $550,000.
He went to finish the job.
He was fitted with a GPS ankle monitor and ordered to stay at his mother's house until his conviction.
Yeah, well, not
Trent initially complied with these orders, but on April 13th, 2021, he removed his ankle monitor, stole a car at knife point after taking it on a test drive from a dealership, and vanished without a trace. This triggered a massive multi-state manhunt. The police spent months looking for Trent, but he was still nowhere to be found. This also left Savannah's family in a constant state of fear, as Trent could show up at any time to cause further harm. The run finally ended nearly 9 months later in January 2022 when the U.S. Marshals received a tip that a man matching Trent's description was staying at a small RV park in Ocala, Florida. Officers rushed to the scene and surrounded a van where they believed he was hiding. But before they could break in and apprehend Trent, he decided to end everything on his own.
His life would end in the middle of a Florida RV park. Both of them make sense. His whole life is a fucking skit from, like, I don't know, Family Guy or some shit. Having the final standoff in the Walmart parking lot and then having another standoff and death inside a Florida RV park is very fitting for a man who, as I mentioned earlier, looks like he has Down syndrome and looks like Gary Busey.
Robbing Savannah's family of seeing any justice through the legal system.
I mean, that's embarrassing enough that I feel like that's
Lane
justice.
Maurice Davis joined YouTube all the way back in September 2000.
Once again, clearly looks like a murderer. I don't want to typecast anybody. I'm sure there's somebody who's like the nicest person you've ever met who also looks exactly like this guy. However, he does look like he killed someone.
9 under the name Seattle for Truth. Most of his videos have...
Political editor at the Ralph Retorts? Whoa. Hold on. I have some questions. I feel like I should have known this. Maybe I did. Actually, maybe I did know this and I forgot about it. Did Ralph ever... We're talking the Ralph Retort, right? Like Ethan Ralph? Did Ethan Ralph ever have a controversy where, like, one of his people killed someone and he, like, didn't apologize? Well, not apologize for it, but what's the term? Like, you denounce someone who, like, killed someone? I could see Ethan Ralph getting into some shit where it's like his correspondent killed his girlfriend, and Ethan's like, "What? I didn't have anything to do with it. I don't know what do I have anything to do with this? Why do I have anything to do with this? Get out of here! Get out of here!" I didn't see him doing that. By the way, that is not a very good Ethan Ralph. Wait, doesn't he have like a autistic Texan accent? I actually have not heard Ethan Ralph in a very long time.
Since been deleted by YouTube for policy violations, but they were mainly about right-wing political commentary and rants about current events. Some of these videos also revolved around Lane trying to prove various conspiracy theories. Lane also did an internship under British far-right commentator Milo Yiannopoulos at one point, though it didn't last very long. Really. So his YouTube channel was the only thing Lane focused on.
But Ralph Retort should be Ethan Ralph, no? Am I crazy?
Most of his adult life. But while he did have a sizable following across socials, most of his
RalphRetort.com,
videos
there it
didn't
is.
attract enough viewers to provide a sustainable income. This forced Lane to live with his parents and rely on them for monetary needs, which apparently...
Do I know this story? Why does he look kind of familiar now? Oh, fuck. Do I actually know this one?
...was a major source of tension in their relationship.
I just haven't heard of it.
His parents also had differing political views
he
from
killed his parents? Oh, that's so funny. I mean, that's so not funny. That's so not funny. That is very unfunny, to be clear.
Son, leading to frequent arguments, especially with his father Charles. And the back and forth on the night of July 14, 2017 started off as no different. As the argument became more heated, his mother Catherine dialed 911 and calmly asked for assistance, stating, "He's not physically threatening us or anything, he just gets out of control and he's ranting about stuff from the internet. He's not working and he just gets on these rampages and he just needs to move on. He just lives on the internet and he gets really worked up about everything that's going on. He needs an intervention of some kind.
That's
here.
half you,
The
MFers.
dispatcher instructed Catherine and Charles to keep their distance until the police arrived, but she downplayed the threat, saying she'd seen many similar outbursts in the past and that he wouldn't turn violent. Unfortunately, she couldn't have been more
wouldn't
wrong,
hurt anybody.
because just a few minutes later, Catherine dialed 911 again, and this time in a far more frantic state, screaming phrases like, "He stabbed him," and repeating, "He's dead," over and over again. Officers were already on their way from the first call Catherine made and reached the house within minutes. Inside, they found Charles lying on the floor with his clothes covered in blood. According to reports, Lane became even more aggressive after the first 911 call and stabbed his father multiple times with a kitchen knife. By the time police arrived, Charles had already passed away. Lane likely regretted his decision immediately, as officers saw him standing outside the front door with his hands in the air, waiting to be arrested. He later pleaded guilty to second-degree murder as part of a plea deal and was sentenced to 17 years in prison. His YouTube channel now sits.
I guess we don't get the.
completely
I guess we don't
abandoned.
get the Ethan Ralph side of this. You know what? Fair. We don't need that.
In many
We
of
really
these
don't
cases,
need that.
the transition from content creator to criminal is marked by a clear, calculated decision. But with Jessica Worsham,
The
known online as the
Indigo
Indigo Mystic on
Mystic.
YouTube, the path was much more blurred.
Yeah,
With her
a lot of them are spiritual. All of the women all of the women are always like mystic guru healer shit, and then all of the men are like Madden 25 players.
their channel serving as a digital diary for a woman who is visibly losing her grip on
There's a phenotype for being a serial killer and then also a content creator.
reality. Jessica started her channel in 2013 to post occasional videos on whatever topics grabbed her interest that day. Her content was relatively harmless, with nothing too attention-grabbing, at least at first. As her personal life began to fracture, the tone shifted dramatically. It started with her getting divorced from her husband. It's unclear what the reason for this divorce was, possibly something to do with her deteriorating mental state. Regardless of the reason though, it left her in charge of her 2 daughters. However, she didn't have any place to stay at the time. So, one of her friends allowed her to stay at one of their properties for free until they found a buyer for it. They were likely expecting to sell the home in a few months, but the process ended up taking 3 long years. And when it was finally time to hand over the keys, Jessica intervened. Instead of being grateful for being able to stay there for 3 years for free, she refused to leave and even took her friend to court over it. She understandably lost in court and was forced to move out. This upended the life she'd built over the last 3 years and marked the beginning of her downfall. The stress of losing her home, combined with her pre-existing mental conditions, proved disastrous. She refused to accept the reality and became delusional, thinking that the judges were part of some evil group alongside her family members and were out to get her and her daughters.
So the first person I would like to mention is Alan Berriman. He is my uncle, and he has been working with my other family members, a one Angie Griffith. She lives in Danielsville. And also a Denise Kent.
Everybody got that crazy aunt who does shit like this. I swear to God. Maybe this is only a white people thing. Maybe you, people of color, can't relate to this. Or maybe you can. Maybe this is a universal human experience. Everybody got a crazy aunt like this.
Trail, who is my
Not necessarily a murderer, to be clear. Not like your aunt killed someone. But like, she's going on rants on like Facebook video about shit like this.
maternal parent. And my sister, Crystal Christian, okay?
To be fair, if your uncle is named Barrington and your sister is named like Crystal Christian, it sounds like you have a lot of problems in that family.
We've all been working in league with a judge, a magistrate judge that works at the Jackson
Magistrate
County Courthouse
judge
named
who
Benjamin
also happens to be
Green.
working with Satan.
He's been doing under the table type things that he's not supposed to be doing, and Alan Berryman and those mentioned
Alan
Afterwards.
Berryman.
have
That's even
been
worse
in
than what
league
I said.
with this particular judge individual, and to steal my home from me.
Jessica began posting videos ranting about these made-up conspiracies, like how the government was trying to depopulate the world with the COVID vaccines. She was clearly losing her grip on reality, even posting videos directly addressing the judge she believed had wronged her in the past.
Anyway, this message is for Benjamin Green. I know you.
How many nut jobs do you think if you live in like a really populated district, how like the judges who live there, how often do they have to deal with these fucking nut jobs? Like, is it? I feel like being a judge is like, it's particularly common. I mean, it's also particularly common probably to get in trouble with like gangs and shit. I don't know, actually, because like, no, I don't think for a judge, I don't think you're ever going to retaliate against a judge unless you're crazy. At least that's what I believe. Or you're like living in Mexico where, as far as I know, as an American citizen, it's like the Wild West. I don't know if that's actually true. It's probably not. But we get told that living in Mexico is like there's literally no laws and everybody just like shoots and kills each other. And it's actually like Tombstone, the movie, but in real life. I feel like it's mostly nut jobs. I feel like they have to deal with more nut jobs than the average person.
You watching me?
And not medicated nut jobs. Because therapists are like, okay, if the person's already going to therapy, then it's like they're medicated, probably. Judges are like, you're only dealing with the unmedicated people. I guess doctors. But that would be like if you were in the emergency room, you probably deal with a lot of, like in a populated city, you probably deal with a lot of nut jobs.
And I know you're scared. And you should be.
She is so... The confidence is what pisses me off. The condescend. I know she's mentally ill. I know she needs help. She needs like mental health support. I want to punch this lady in the damn face just because of the way she looks at the camera.
Dingledorf, he's too scared. He's too scared to even.
I hope this ends with a suicidal standoff at an RV park, because she deserves that too.
Even try to communicate with me telepathically, but you're scared, aren't you, Benji? Ben. Good old Benji. You used to be a good person, didn't you, Benji? You did. You used to actually have
She lives in a movie.
the desire for justice.
How she thinks it looks versus how it actually looks.
What happened? Did you let the greed of the world get to you? Did you let that secret society that you're a part of talk you into all this stuff?
God, I hate mentally ill
However,
people.
this was only the beginning. The situation truly began to unravel when her ex-husband filed for custody of their 2 daughters in mid-2021.
Who's gonna...
Jessica didn't have a solid roof.
This is interesting because he sorry, I'm talking about chilling scares now. He preceded this by saying it was an accident, which is interesting. Or maybe not necessarily an accident, but like a downward spiral. I think the kids are gonna die. I think it's the 2 kids.
Over
for
her
sure.
head and wasn't sending the 2 girls to school either.
Yeah, the 2 girls are
Her
the ones who are
behavior
going to
online
die.
was also becoming more and more erratic with each passing day.
For sure.
In addition to her rambling about topics that made little sense.
If I had a mom like this and she killed me, I'd be like, thank God I don't have to listen to that bitch anymore.
She also posted videos waving around the firearms
Like-
she had, threatening anyone.
Like
who wanted to get
it's all tragic, it's all horrible, but I feel like the death part is like the least suffering part of that experience.
way. Put simply, she was becoming dangerous to her own children. Her ex-husband filed for temporary custody
Wait, holy
until
shit, her kids are like pretty old.
Jessica found
Is that her daughter? She's like 13.
for residence and got professional help for her degrading mental state. But in her delusions, Jessica saw this as yet another attack on her from the same group that took away her home.
Today is a rather unfortunate day, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to court today against some people that are trying to take my children from me. The same people that took my home from me. the Jackson County court system.
She still could have had a chance to stay with her daughters, but on the day of the hearing, she refused to enter the courthouse, further highlighting her unstable mental state to the judge. The custody was awarded to her ex-husband until Jessica was deemed capable of resuming responsibility. This was a chance for her to actually work on improving her situation, but Jessica didn't see it that way. Sadly, she was already too far gone and decided to go on the run with her daughters instead. She stayed on the move for the next couple of months, moving from place to place, all while posting increasingly unhinged monologues on YouTube.
her cross-country blog.
Mine. They're my babies. And I love them above anything else. I love them like I love God. And I'll do anything.
Just kind of Dear Zachary coded.
And
Dare
never
I say it?
secured the door.
Jessica also felt the need
this
to
not
record
the,
and post to YouTube almost everything
much
that
the same
happened in
movie?
her life. She'd gone as far as to instruct her
Is
daughters
this a
to
Woo
start
Pete?
recording whenever anything notable happened. What she didn't know was that one of these recordings would end up scarring them for life. The incident happened on November 5th, 2021, with Jessica getting into an argument with the owners of the house she was living in. The dispute escalated to the point where the owners asked her to leave the house, and when she refused, they contacted the police to have her removed. However, as soon as the officers pulled into the driveway, Jessica opened the front door with her firearm in her hand and opened fire. One of the shots hit 43-year-old Sheriff's Deputy Lena Marshall.
That is not where I thought this was going. Okay. That's not who I thought would die. Okay, well, she's dead also. Deserved. Once again, just for the way she talks in the videos, deserved.
Sending her to the hospital where she tragically passed away just a few days later. The other officers opened fire in retaliation, hitting Jessica multiple times, all while her daughters heard and recorded everything inside the house. Jessica passed away on the spot, with her younger daughter posting the final video on YouTube with the heartbreaking title, "My mom is dead, I think," as recording and uploading to the internet was what Jessica had taught them to do.
Damn. That's a kind of cinema, I mean, tragic, but cinema ending to this story. That was a good one. That was a particularly good one. I never heard of the Indigo Mystic one. I might have heard of the Ralph Retort guy. I definitely have heard this one before. I've seen it, but it was a long time ago. I think it was probably in a Nick Crowley video. And I don't think I've heard of the Madden guy before either. Well, that's it. Number live audience, YouTubers that became murderers. Shout out to Chilling Scares. He's like 30 times my size. You probably know him better than you know me. I don't feel like I have to. Well, I mean, obviously, you made the video, but yeah. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.